The city government of Beijing has released a new 2-year plan for Metaverse expansion and Web 3.0 experimentation, and all districts are expected to implement these policies. What is it that links the South Korean, Saudi, and South African governments? The people of these nations tend to have a favorable outlook on the metaverse, and they are all making some technological investments. That's because those nations have recognized the value of this cutting-edge technology and are beginning to reap its rewards. And China is joining them per a growth plan unveiled last Tuesday. Curious to know more? Well, stay tuned for that. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Having said that, let's get into the video. The metaverse is a breakthrough in web-based technology that improves immersion and accessibility. Consider it a means of unifying the online and offline worlds. While it's still in the works, this technology is already changing the way we use the web. Some Chinese people know this, but most of them certainly don't. Therefore, the Chinese government has devised a strategy to promote understanding of the metaverse and position China as a leader in this field of innovation. Many Beijing neighborhoods need to work together to build the infrastructure that will help spread interest in and use of the metaverse so that the plan can be implemented successfully. In addition, a visual urban space digital platform would be created through the plan's use of 3D visualization and GIS tools. The metaverse, what is it? In its latest iteration, the phrase metaverse is gaining traction. But what is it exactly? And what kind of cultural effects does the metaverse have on humans? To begin, the metaverse could be thought of as a future destination. We haven't yet entered the period of the metaverse, which will alter every industry. The work has only just begun. Unlike virtual reality or games like Fortnite or Roblox, the metaverse is not a static experience that can be experienced in a single location. The metaverse, which can be thought of as a broad and immersive digital universe, will incorporate all of these experiences, though. Ready Player One, Oasis, a universe where you can do anything, go anywhere, and be anyone, created by Steven Spielberg. The developers of the metaverse plan for something of this size. Still, nobody can guess how it will ultimately appear. At this point, we can say with confidence that something truly revolutionary is being developed, something that is more tangible than anything ever seen in the virtual realm. The metaverse has, in reality, sparked an exciting race to the top, with many of the world's tech titans and geniuses engaged in a war of the metaverse. Eventually, as we know from looking back at the past, the metaverse will be so refined that users won't even notice they're in a different world. It's only the beginning of a new era in which the metaverse will bring about revolutionary changes, on par with the advent of the internet and mobile internet. The virtual world is developing at a rapid pace, and as technology advances, the dystopian futures depicted in movies like Ready Player One, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness are becoming increasingly plausible. There's probably some insanity in there somewhere, and we'll have to put a lot of time and effort into this field before we see any meaningful success. However, if you showed me the capabilities of the iPhone 13, when I got my first Nokia mobile phone in 1996, I would have thought you were crazy. Consequently, the advent of the metaverse heralds a new technological epoch. As with every change, this one will bring both difficulties and beautiful rewards. With the advent of cross-platform exploration, our interaction with the virtual world will inevitably become more nuanced and compelling. Whether or not we believe the hype, it seems clear that the freight train is speeding toward its first destination, the metaverse. What exactly will this strategy advance? The city government of Beijing has issued a call to action to all of the city's districts, urging them to provide human resources and even financial assistance to their inhabitants as they construct the metaverse. The government will also begin monitoring developments in NFT technology and investigating potential regulatory sandbox initiatives to encourage creative problem solving. If you've been paying attention to the headlines concerning China's position on cryptocurrency, all of this may come as a surprise. The People's Bank of China outlawed all cryptocurrency dealings last year. What exactly has altered? At least, that's how the government sees the metaverse now. They've come to regard it as an instrument that can aid the country's economic recovery after the pandemic. The purpose of the development plan is to. On Tuesday, the Chinese government unveiled a 2-year plan aimed at making Beijing a digital economy model city and fostering growth in companies related to the metaverse. What this means is that they aim to achieve technological excellence. That's an ambitious goal, to be sure, but China has proven time and again that it can achieve the seemingly impossible. Because of China's massive population and booming economy, the capital city of Beijing is in a prime position to serve as a metaverse hub. In what way does this impact China? The government in China is beginning to soften its stance on blockchain, NFT, and metaverse technology. They have realized the value of these resources to their people and have begun investing in them. Not only has Beijing declared plans connected to the metaverse, but so have several other cities. Earlier this year, Shanghai unveiled a 5-year strategy to expand the reach of the metaverse into commercial and public settings. When will other big American cities announce similar initiatives? That's not out of the question. After all, China has set its sights on becoming a global innovation leader, and the metaverse is a key component in this goal. when it comes to businesses, public spaces, and other locations. The capital of the most populous country in the world recently announced official plans to increase support for developments in the metaverse during the next 5 years. Although blockchain, NFTs, and Web3 were all addressed, it is unclear what role each will play in the future. The preliminary 14th five-year plan for the development of Shanghai's digital economy was announced on July 13th by the Shanghai city government. The administration has committed to the deep integration of digital technology and the real economy, as stated in the paper. Achieving this goal would be the result of scientists appraising technical potential and entrepreneurs recognizing the market need, according to the statement. The city of Shanghai is looking to strengthen cutting-edge technical advances by investing in VR goggles, processors, cloud computing, 5G technology, and other channels. The idea reportedly had a budget of 10 billion yuan, or about $1.5 billion. The city government of Shanghai anticipates that the investment would encourage economic recovery and growth. 10 leading companies acting as chain-owner enterprises will be established with government funding. These multinational corporations will compete on a global scale. 100 or so smaller companies will reach metaverse technical mastery. According to Wu Zhencheng, head of Shanghai's Economy and Information Technology Committee, these businesses will collaborate to achieve the goal of benchmarking products and services at a press conference held on July 8th. The plan's primary emphasis appears to be on the metaverse. However, it did briefly touch on developing NFTs and other cryptocurrency projects like blockchain and Web3. The city government of Shanghai plans to hasten the development of the metaverse platform to promote digital entertainment alternatives including virtual concerts, idols, and sports. Mr. Wu predicted that spending in the virtual world would stimulate the restructuring and upgrading of numerous industries in the real economy. He went on to say that the metaverse has huge market value. Together, these three industries are expected to bring in $224 billion by 2025. Despite the proposal's apparent endorsement of startups working to create NFT trading platforms and study and encourage the digitization of NFT and other assets, the government's attitude toward cryptocurrencies has been lukewarm as of late. State-controlled Economic Daily discouraged its readers from putting their money into cryptocurrency after the recent market decline. Statist's research also shows that NFTs and the metaverse are more popular in China, Hong Kong, and Singapore than in the DFIA region. Additionally, despite a ban on Bitcoin mining operations in 2021, China has lately re-emerged as a key mining hub behind the US. The initiative's focus is on creating blockchain plus technology, which will be backed by a blockchain development environment that has both strong innovation and decentralized management. Further investigation of Web3 is also in the plans. Multi-platform OpenAI, untrusted data storage, and a distributed DNS are just some of the topics that will be studied throughout the 5-year plan. The potential of decentralized financial systems was not discussed at all. The proposal does refer to digital finance, promising to strengthen asset trading, payment and settlement, registration and custody, and smart contract promotion. This is it, everyone. What do you think? Leave a comment and let us know. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done that. Also, put on the notifications because the next video is going to be a great one.